Hello guys, and welcome back to the extended Pentagon challenge. This is episode 37. We are in China with Guangzhou Evergrande, and we were with South Korea, the national selector of South Korea, but unfortunately I had to resign the job. If you remember, we were about 40 days away from the EAFF Cup, which obviously we were meant to take part in, and normally it's against, I think, Japan, China, and I think again it was going to be Hong Kong. So the game asked me to register, but it wasn't even register players, it was picked squad numbers. But when I clicked the button to go to squad numbers, it basically took me to a page that said there are no competitions to register players or to pick squad numbers for. So I couldn't get past the screen, so the only option was to resign the South Korea job. To be honest, I'm not that fussed. I mean, things weren't going that well with South Korea. I had thought about resigning. It wasn't like one of those things where I was kind of like, oh, this is so stupid. It was actually one of those things where I was going, this is so stupid. But it wasn't. I wasn't too bothered about, in the end, leaving the role as South Korea manager. So we've been going with Guangzhou, and what I'll do is I'll take you through the transfers first. So players, all transfers, and so we got in Lau Honto he's from Hong Kong, and he came in from Al Saad. He's been, he's a good player actually. 21 years old, great record for his country. Pretty nifty striker, to be honest. Also counts as a Chinese player, so really good all round, really, that we've got him, and that he's gonna be playing for us. So he has played quite a few games, done really well so far actually. So glad to have him on board. He wasn't actually one of my signs; he was already coming in. Thomas Jensen, big names, or kind of our big ticket signing, Danish striker. He's been doing a grand job as well. Really has kind of adapted well into the team, and pretty much he's the main man now for us in that strike force. So good signing again. I then brought in Jai Meng. He's Chinese, can fill into the central midfield role, where I was thinking I was a little bit light, and certainly I think he adds a lot to the team. I got him in from Dalian Urbin. He cost me about, I think, £500,000, 450 grand. So not too bad. He's a decent player. Next in, Japanese import, Takuro Ono, coming in from Reysol. Or Kashiwa Reysol, as their full name is. He's a good signing, I think. In China, it's quite weird. I first thought, you had to register your players. Obviously managing the number of foreigners was going to be good. Or managing the number of foreigners was going to be one of those things where you have to obviously only have a set number of foreigners in the team. But it actually doesn't work that way. I mean, you can have as many foreigners around, and you don't have to register them. You just can only play 4 in any one game, or 3 foreigners and 1 Asian non-Chinese player. So this guy's got a lot of future, a big future ahead of him. I think he's 20 years old. He's he's a good little player to fill into that central midfield role. He is unfortunately out for up to 3 months with a torn hamstring, so that's unfortunate, really. Then Yuan Bishang, he actually used to be our player a while back, apparently, where you can see he played about 11 times for us. So he actually came through our youth system, and we think we sold him on to Guizhou Rene for 195k. But anyway, they let him go, and I thought, well, as a backup, in that central midfield role, he's not a bad little player to be in around there. So I picked him up again. He's not on big, huge wages for a club of our size, so he's a good, decent squad player. Then this guy, he's just come in the January or July transfer window, the second window in the league season, and he's absolutely quality. Patricio Tejera, he's an Argentinian national, and just look at his stats. For a guy in that central midfield, I just needed someone with a little bit of bite. He's got great crossing, first touch, great passing technique and flair. So he's going to make things happen. And he's played 2 games so far, and he's got an 8.2 rating. I don't know whether that's just a very fast start or sign of things to come. But I like this guy. He's going to be, I think, very good. And then at 2.4 million on this guy, Kong Wei Xiao. You know, I was looking at this guy and I thought, you know, he's 22 years old. He's got 4 caps for China. He's playing at Beijing, and I just wanted another Chinese striker because I'm always kind of feel like I've got, you know, on the bench I don't have anyone who's going to have a huge impact. And this guy has got the stats of like maybe a foreign import. So you know he's not, you know, he's not tall. I wouldn't say, you know, he's not usually tall, but he's got decent heading. He's got decent finishing, decent pace, decent composure. You know, he's not bad flair as well. You know, he's all round. He's a pretty solid package. So I think he'll do well for us. Exiting the club, these guys went on free transfer. The main guy to look at would be Federico Gino, who was Uruguayan, who was already 33. And at the time, because I thought the foreigner rules would be a bit more stringent on, you know, registrations and all the rest, I got rid of him. I probably, you know, it's no big deal really. I think I would have got rid of him anyway. I've been trying to get rid of him and a guy called Magliato, I think I showed you earlier. Anyway, that's the full squad. If I just trim that down to just show the full squad, you can see the team. The team is looking pretty full. I'm quite happy at the moment with the structure and the amount of players we've got in the team. So that's good. Fixtures next, and so we've started off well. We actually picked up after last season. We've played a few friendlies. So we played Montpellier, who we're a feeder club to them. I think mostly commercial feeder club, not necessarily for players, but more to obviously so Montpellier get a bit of exposure in China. And we lost that game 3-1. Zhang Bing getting our only goal in that game. Then we hosted Club Brugge, and a very impressive win actually. You know, obviously all these European teams are touted to be comfortable favourites against us. So Thomas Jensen, Lau Honto, and with 2, and Wang Bo getting the goals for us as we won that one quite nicely. Next up was Fürth, Fürth, the German team. That game finished 1-1. Wu Lei with the only goal of the game. And hi guys, apologies for that. I just had to cut off the video there just for a second. Anyway, let's get back to where we were up. We were just talking about the fixture, and I think I just covered last year's fixture against too far. Last year's fixture against Fürth. I finished 1-1, a 1-1 draw. So you know, against all these sides, we were pretty much underdogs. So pretty good, not a bad performance anyway. We then played Ulsan HMD away, and we beat them by 4-0. Wu Hua getting 1, Thomas Jensen and Du Qing getting 2. Then we faced 2 old enemies from our days as Ulsan manager. Seoul, we lost 1-0, and Daejeon, we lost 2-0. Actually, 2 pretty disappointing results actually for us in that. But you know, the guys were still picking up and adapting to the way we play. Super Cup, the winner of the cup against the winner of the league, and we played Beijing Gowan, and 2-2 it finished after 90 minutes. Wu Lei getting us off to a good start, but Zhang Zhizhu getting one back for Beijing. We then took the lead again, Thomas Jensen finding the net, but Jia Yusong making things level, and then Beijing ended up winning it on penalties as Bi Peng Cheng needed to score, but actually the keeper saved. So Beijing win the Super Cup, and we miss out on a trophy. We then got drawn in the FC Champions League against well-known opponents from Korea, Seoul, Kashiwa Antlers, I believe they are. Kashima Antlers, and Bangkok Glass. So Thai, Japanese, and Korean opponents, and we won the first game against Seoul at home 2-1. A very nice performance considering we'd lost the friendly. Thomas Jensen with 2, getting one right at the end after Issei Perez had equalled things up. But a nice win for us as we got off to the perfect start in Group G. Next was another friendly and a 2-0 win. Du Qing and Zhang Jingwang getting the goals against Harbin Yateng in a pretty expected victory against lower league opposition. Next up was the start of the league, and we played Chengdu Blades away, and a nice start to the season really with a 4-0 win. Li Jianglin, Zhai Meng, Lau Honto, and Damien Paz getting the goals as we thoroughly defeated our opponents in that game. And We then went off to Japan for the next game in the AFC Champions League, and a nice 3-1 win actually. Low Honto, Thomas Jensen, Wu Lei getting our goals. Yoshitaka Kishida getting one back for the Antlers, but a nice win for us as we took 6 points out of 6 in our first 2 games. Probably a little bit unexpected at this point. Then we hosted Shanghai Shenzhen and a 3-0 win. Thomas Jensen, Li Jianglin and Wu Lei getting the goals in a lovely 3-0 win as Shanghai barely even had a shot, or didn't even have a shot in fact. Next up, away to Thailand and Bangkok Glass and a 6-0 win, a very handsome win for us. Yi Jiangjin, Yang Jian, Thomas Jensen, Gu Mingshu and Li Jianglin getting our goals in a very big win as we got 9 points in the group, and that is looking very, very much like we were going through to the next round. Back to CSL action and a 4-1 win against Dalian Airbin. Yi Jianjin getting us off to the perfect start on 9 minutes. Takura Ono doubling the lead. Wu Lei then putting us 3-1 up after Edu had got one back for Dalian. And then Yang Jian finishing off the scoring in a nice 4-1 win. And we were really in form at this point. And then we went away to Seoul, difficult as always, and got a creditable 1-1 draw on Jai Young, putting them up early. We responded pretty quickly, Yang Jian getting a goal. And that's how it remained. And, I'll take a point, which basically I think put us almost on the precipice of qualification from that group. Henan Construction next. They ran us last year as close as anyone could to the title, and this year they weren't having as good a season, but they took the lead through Hao Tao and then doubled that through Jacinto Chala. But we came back in the second half, Lao Honto and Yang Jian getting the goals. 2-2 draw, probably a little bit disappointing, just in the manner in which we fell so far behind in the first half. But I'll take that, I guess, from the position we were in. Next up was Shandong Luneng, and they're a good side. And I was really annoyed with Thomas Jensen. Got himself sent off in the 17th minute. They scored right after through Gu Shen, and then we somehow got an equaliser. Yang Jian making things 1-1, but then it was always going to be difficult to hold on. And in the second half, Mitsuru Masoka putting them for 2-1 up. Serbin Ahmed making it 3-1. Lao Honto pulling another one back for us, showing a little bit of resilience to the onslaught. Well, not the onslaught, because we really dominated the game despite the man down, but showing some resilience. 10 men against the 11, but we lost the game. That being the most important factor, and disappointing as we dropped. We lost our first game of the season. Next up, Jiangsu Sainty at home and a 2-0 win. Jiang Bin and Jiang Xianshen getting our goals as we picked up 3 points in a quite easy game. Next up was Antlers in the Group G, and this would mean a win would definitely put us through to the next round, and we got that. Lao Honto getting a hat-trick. This also meant that Antlers were out because Seoul beat Bangkok Glass, and that meant that we knew from this group that it'd be Guangzhou and Seoul advancing, but not yet the order. And Shanghai Shenhua next, and at home, probably our worst performance of the season. Despite all the shots, we lost 2-0. Dai Yimeng getting 2 goals, and we kind of got hit on a sucker punch really. Shanghai Shenhua, winning that game, and very disappointing for us. Next up, Bangkok Glass, a 5-2 win as we rounded things off. 38 shots in the game, absolutely crazy. How dominant we were. Yuan Bishang, Lao Honto, Yi Jianjing, Jian, and Thomas Jensen and Jiang Bin getting the goals for us. Somchai Jangam getting 2 back for Bangkok Glass. We ended up, with that result, winning the group, and this is how it ended up looking in the group. We finished on 16 points, Seoul on 13, Antlers with not only on 6 points, so very disappointing for them, I am sure. But that's how that finished. And if you look at the other groups, just quickly, so Al Saad and Al Shabab of Qatar and Saudi Arabia respectively got through their groups. Paksat Tor and Fulad going home. Lekwia and Taraktor Sazi getting through. Sazi just on results between teams as Al Hilal and Al Shabab go home. Al Ali and Al Feta going through as Al Rayyan of of Qatar and Istiklal of Iran go home. Al Ain and Al Gharafa got through in Group D. Bunyat, Dor Toshkent and Al Ittihad going home from that group. Pohang Steelers, a memorable team from our Dave's as Ulsan manager, winning top in their group. Very nice performance indeed. And then Dalian Erbin keeping the Chinese, another Chinese team in there as they got through in second place. Sanfrecce Hiroshima and Perth Glory going home. Group F and our previous club Ulsan done the job, got through with 13 points, top in the group. Sepahan of Iran finishing second on a goal difference, but I think it's to do with the results between the teams. Cerezo, I believe, is it Osaka? Cerezo Osaka? Yeah, Cerezo Osaka. I actually love their kind of colours, actually, Cerezo Osaka. But yeah, Cerezo Osaka, not quite enough. And Beijing Goan, disappointing little run for them as they finished bottom of their group. We've heard about Group G, that's the group we won. And then in Group H, Henan Construction, lovely performance as they topped the group from Suwon. And Yokohama F. Marinosh and Army United of Thailand going home. Japanese clubs did appallingly at this in this Champions League, actually, as none made it through. So second round results, and Al Saad knocked out Al Gharafa in an all Qatari affair. Lekhwiya knocked out a Saudi opposition, Al Feta. Tarat Sazi of Iran knocked out Al Ali of the United Arab Emirates. Al Ain of UAE knocked out Saudi opposition Al Shabaab. Pohang of Korea knocked out Suwon, also of Korea. Nice little performance there from Pohang Steelers. Ulsan knocking out Seoul in another all Korean affair, and a very a repeat of a final 2 years ago, but this time Ulsan coming through on with a 4-2 aggregate victory. We knocked out Sepahan of Iran, and Heran Construction went out to Dalian Erbin on away goals, which again doesn't make any sense because I don't really get this, because if it finished 2-2, then Henan Construction would have surely had to have won 2-1 in the first game away. So the away goals in this system does not make sense. But yeah, I bet when we get bitten by it, then we'll be very sad pandas. Lekhwiya will play Tarat Saz in the quarterfinals. Qatar versus Iran in that. Guangzhou Evergrande will feature Al Saad of Qatar. We know Al Saad quite well from our days at Ulsan. We've knocked them out a fair few times. Pohang Steelers of Korea will play Dalian Erbin of China, and Al Ain will play our beloved Ulsan Hyundai in the final quarter-final. So shaping up nicely in this year's AFC Champions League. I'm sure Ulsan will be looking to get to another final. If we get through and Ulsan get through, we will be playing them in the semis. So that will be a mouth-watering affair, I am sure. So we've now covered the Champions League. I've also actually covered a little bit further on, which was not intentional. But yeah, so then we played Yongchang and a 4-1 win away. Yangjian, Sakura Ono, Huang Zhufeng and Gu Mingxu for us. Chu Yi getting one back for Yongchang, but a nice win for us in that game. Next up, a disappointing draw away to Guangzhou RNF, another derby. Guangzhou only coming up last season after being relegated the season before. And yeah, disappointing considering just that fact. But I always seem to do pretty terribly against when it comes to derbies. I mean, I remember with Ulsan and with Ulsan, Pohang seem to sometimes always get sometimes, not always, get the better of us when they really shouldn't. So you already know that we beat Sabhan, but this is how it happened. First there we won 3-1 at home. Lao Honto, Yuan Bishang putting it 2-0. Walid Al Aboud making things very interesting. 10 minutes from time, but Zhai Meng 92nd minute getting that 2-goal lead for us as we won the game by 3-1. In the next game in the league, we played Beijing Guan. And that was a 1-0 win, and actually just a penalty to decide that one. Jiang Jian getting the only goal of the game in a nice little victory. And then next up was Tianjin Teda at home. Wang Chun own goal, Thomas Jensen and Takura Ono getting the goals as we won 3-0. And then a really tough crunch game. Guizhou Rene were motoring in the league, and this was a disappointing result in the end. We took a 2-0 lead. Lau Han To on 34 minutes, and then he scored again on the 61st minute, gave us a 2-0 lead, and we're thinking we're going to do very well here. But an own goal from Gu Mingzhu just a few minutes later made things interesting, and Mirko Greco with the last kick of the game, basically salvaging a point for Guizhou as we shared the points. We then went to Hangzhou Greentown, and a fantastic win away against the 4th place team, Patricio Tejera, getting his debut off to the perfect start on 2 minutes with a goal. Then Thomas Jensen getting 4 in the game, an absolutely blistering performance from the Dane. Zhu Sai getting 1 back for Hangzhou, but they were never really in the game. And just bringing you up to date, we just beat Liaoning Huin by 4-0. Thomas Jensen, Gu Mingxu, Li Jianglin and Yang Jian getting the goals as we beat them by 4-0. So the table is looking a little bit like this. We at the moment are in 3rd place, and Guizhou Rene lead from 3 points from Shandong Luneng and us. We are behind Shandong on virtue that they beat us in the earlier game in the season by 3-2. So a little bit disappointing, I guess, in some respects, but we're well in touch, and hopefully, if we can improve a little bit, we should be able to overturn our current position. Also, there's an assumption that Guizhou will continue because this current form, because as you can see, they've been in very impressive form. It's mostly their defence. I mean, their defence is just at the moment beastly. 10 goals conceded. I mean, we've done pretty well. 12 goals conceded. We scored slightly more, and then they have. So I'm hoping we can keep our current form. I'm not sure whether they can. I mean, looking down the table, Guangzhou RNF took points off us, which is disappointing. Henan Construction, who were 10th, took points off us. Shanghai Shenhua took points off us, and obviously the 2 above us took points off us. So we need to make sure that against those teams below us, we're not losing any points, and then hope that we have played both these teams away, so they've still got to come to our ground where potentially we can turn the tables on them. Anyway, today's live game is actually the 3rd round of the Cup against Shandong, and let's not waste any more time. Let's go and see that. In fact, you're catching me on the day when it's the World Cup final, the World Cup 2026 in Mexico. Final is about to be decided, and Italy seems to have won it. Italy beat Jordan in the final. Wow, that is bloody weird. Jordan. It just goes to show some of these teams now have the same players. Like Mohamed Mahmoud, £37 million Jordanian player. It's absolutely ridiculous. I bet he's pretty good as well. Moya Yard, Obi Dedat. He's not bad. You see, this is the thing. Like Saudi Arabia have a player. I think he's at Sampdoria. It's exactly the same. He's absolutely quality. He's like worth 40 million quid. But let's have a look at the tree. So from the 2nd round. So this is how the World Cup went, and getting a little bonus here. So Jordan beat Serbia, Germany beat Portugal on penalties, Argentina beat Brazil, Spain beat Belgium, England knocked the hosts out Mexico, France beat Netherlands in extra time, Italy beat Russia, Croatia beat Czech Republic on penalties, Jordan then beat Germany on penalties. God, imagine that in real life. Germans losing a penalty shootout to bloody Jordan. Amazing. Brazil beat Spain 3-1. France knocked out England 1-0. Italy won 2-0 against Croatia. Setting up, Brazil lost to Jordan. Oh my God, that is so funny. God, what a run from Jordan. And then Italy beat France, and then Italy in the final. How did the group stages go? What group were Jordan in? They were in Group A, and they actually did very well. They knocked everyone else. Oh God, Portugal got through on 3 points. out of their group. That's pretty weird. Anyway, so you've got a little bonus there. That's the World Cup. Italy are champions. Jordan have made a final. I'm sure that would have been absolutely amazing in the Middle East if that ever were to happen. Anyway, we got Shandong Luneng to come, and yeah, where Beijing Guan make. No, I'm not interested. You can have him on loan. That's fine. That's fine. Golden Boot winner Julian Simon. This guy just won the was it Golden Boy? Yeah, Sampdoria have now bought him. I think he was like, oh no, he was the Golden Boot winner of in Europe. So he's just gone to Sampdoria for how much money? 26.5 million. God, that's a bit cheap. He's on 46. Sampdoria have turned into a bit of a powerhouse. Obviously, they've now won the Champions League a few seasons ago, and yeah, he wins the Golden Shoe, Golden Ball. Afash wins FIFA World Cup Best Young Player. Yeah, this guy's like Syrian. See, a Syrian player, and he's won that. You know, it's crazy. Goal of the tournament: Mario Tavares of Portugal. Easy Tavares Braga, Sporting Braga. Yeah, he's well, nice. Obed Yetz, see, this is probably Jordanian keeper. Yeah. Dream Team, and the Dream Team is as follows. Simon Tomeo of Italy, Obediet of Jordan, 2 Obediets in the team actually. Rocha of Mexico, Douglas of Brazil, Pena of Spain, Marafiotti of Italy, Zuma of France. So that's Kurt Zuma. He's now at Atletico. Yeah, looks very good. Never got a game at Chelsea. Toninho of Brazil, Martinelli of Italy, and Obediet of Jordan also. So very interesting. There, you're not getting a new contract. Want Chen on loan. Chen Liang. Yeah, you can have him. Anyway, guys. Oh god. Yes, you can have him. Oh, it's deadline day, innit? That's just the problem. Layman, yeah, brilliant. It's a tough game, really. Shandong, obviously they've already beaten us this season. I still think that the sending off played its part in that. We are favourites for the tie, so we'll be going on control. But yeah, tough draw really. 4th round, obviously it's our first game in the cup, and we happen to draw Shandong, which is little bit of a difficult tie. I mean, they're probably one of the best. Well, they probably are the best team apart from us in China. Actually, I think they're ranked 3rd at the moment, or they're predicted to finish 3rd in the league. Oh right, well none of those things went through because they didn't make a decision. So shame on those youngsters for not getting the job done on that front. Anyway, let's go forwards to this game. What about Tejera? 81%. Okay, let's give him a rest. Okay, Guangzhou Evergrande versus Shandong. Let's do to the team talk, and hopefully we can advance here. But it's a difficult tie. Shandong are a good side, so here's hoping anyway. And let's start the match. So Shandong in all white, Guangzhou in all red, and this is the live game. So this would probably be one of those highlights where it fizzles out. But Jensen to Xing Yu down, and that as I predicted. Anyway, here's a real one. Niu Guang Ahmed Wang Wei, and it's Masaoka. So Lingwu loses out, and Jiang Lin can pick this up. Jai Meng inside Wu Lei. Jensen. Oh, he just fell. He just tripped there. Did you see that? Lo Honto with a shot, but that guy just fell in front of. Talk about diving, mate. Peng Shen there, and yeah, that's the end of that highlight. Anyway, no one to come. Xing Yu, Lao Honto, Xing Yu to Lao Honto inside. Wu Lei wins the ball. Jensen, can he turn? Wu Lei onto. Oh, it's Meng. Oh, it's come to Meng. Lovely strike. Fell a little bit fortuitously to him in the box, and he just hammered that one home. And it's 1-0 to Guangzhou here. As it's a good start for us. Xing Yu, Jian, Ming Shu, great player this guy. Jian to Lao Honto out wide, looking for the pass, looking for the run. Finds it in Wu Lei. Wu Lei to Meng. Meng puts in Jiang Lin, cross the keeper, 2-0, and a lovely finish to a very nice move. And we're going to go counter-attack now. We're 2-0 up, 20 minutes. They're obviously going to have to change things up here, and I think we can obviously just soak up the pressure and hopefully hit him on the break. But Jensen takes this, and Meng, to Wu Lei. Will he shoot? You looking for a cross? Oh, he shot in the end, and a good save, I think. Well, actually, the keeper didn't get a touch on it. It's hit the side netting. But a reasonable opportunity there for something to happen. So 2-0 up, and we're going strong at the moment. So I just want to make sure that these guys are properly motivated for the second half. And so far, so good. Yeah, good response. And here we go out again for the second half. So Wu Lei. And tries to play the ball to Lao Honto, but that will be a foul, and Wang Wei there with the foul. So going pretty well so far, guys. Half an hour away from getting through against Shandong, and looking good as well for when we have to play them again. Hopefully we can repeat this. And let's bring on. I'll tell you what. Let's bring on Mingget. He doesn't get many games. Bring him on. Let's bring on the new guy Wen Xiao, because Jensen has taken a knock. Hopefully that's not too serious. But just running this game out, and absolutely perfect from a manager's perspective. Maybe not for you guys, but yeah, get the 2 goals, put it on counter, and then shut up shop and kill the game off. And 2-0, I'll take that, and a very nice performance as we advance to the 4th round, or the 5th round actually of the cup. And I think we can say that was a pretty good performance. And so good win there for us as we advance in the tournament. And let's just do a bit of this stuff. Quickly do the press conference. And so guys, that was episode 37. I'm sorry I had to split it into 2 parts. Something came up, just had to pop out quickly. But so we won in the FA Cup. We're 3 points behind in the league. I'm hoping we can overturn it. Next time you see me will be part 38, and I'll probably will only be back at the end of the season, since we now got a nice little kind of a season that kind of can be split into 2 significant parts. So hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back towards the end of the season when I'm sure there'll be some very important games to play. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave some comments. And so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.